Royal Wedding Live, Spain's future queen weds in Denmark. Imagine the sound of church bells echoing across Copenhagen. The air crisp, the city alive, and every royal eye in Europe focused on a single moment, the day Spain's future queen walked into history. People expected a royal wedding. But what unfolded was something far greater, an emotional masterpiece that connected two monarchies, two nations, and millions of hearts. For centuries, royal unions were arranged for power, politics, and legacy. Yet today, in Denmark, it wasn't about diplomacy. It was about love, real, raw, and utterly human. Because this time, the bride wasn't just any royal. She was Princess Leonor of Spain, the young woman the world has watched grow from a shy princess into a poised leader, now stepping into her destiny with grace, courage, and a heart full of conviction. And the man by her side, not merely a prince, but a partner who has stood quietly yet steadfastly, reminding the world that true love still thrives, even under the weight of a crown. From the very first moment, the scene was breathtaking. Leonor, radiant in her ivory gown, stepped out of her royal carriage as thousands cheered. The cathedral's ancient doors opened to reveal an aisle drenched in golden light, lined with Spanish and Danish flags, symbols of a bond reborn. But the emotion wasn't just in the splendor. It was in the faces, King Philippe's proud yet tearful eyes, Queen Letitia's steady composure masking deep emotion, and the crowd's collective gasp as Queen Margrethe of Denmark rose to greet the young couple personally, a gesture of deep respect. That single act changed everything. It was more than protocol, it was legacy meeting legacy, a living bridge between two royal dynasties. Yet behind the beauty, there were whispers. Questions lingered about what this wedding truly meant for Spain's monarchy. Was Leonor's marriage a new chapter of strength, or a test of how much modernity tradition could bear? As the vows began, silence fell. The world watched as Leonor's voice trembled, not from fear, but from the magnitude of the moment. Her words weren't scripted for formality, they carried emotion, history, and the promise of a queen who understands her generation. Then came a moment no one expected, her sister, Infanta Sofia, stepping forward to adjust Leonor's veil. A simple act, yet it said everything: family over formality, sisterhood over spectacle. It was deeply human, quietly revolutionary. When the choir began the Spanish hymn, Gloria al Amor Eterno, tears filled the cathedral. Even the Danish royals were visibly moved. For the first time, this wasn't a performance for the crown, it was a reminder that beneath the diamonds and titles, royalty still feels, still bleeds, still loves. Outside, the streets of Copenhagen overflowed. Crowds from Spain, Denmark, and beyond waved flags, cheering as the royal carriage made its way through the city. But something about this moment felt different, less about royalty, more about hope. Spain had waited decades for this. Since the days of Queen Sofia, the Spanish monarchy had never seen such unity, such overwhelming pride. Leonor wasn't just inheriting the throne, she was inheriting trust, and she earned it not through speeches or titles, but through heart. Still, as every fairy tale invites light, it also casts shadow. Rumors swirled, whispers about whether all royals approved, whether centuries-old expectations had quietly clashed behind palace walls. But Leonor's calm presence silenced it all. Her ability to lead through grace, to smile even under scrutiny, became her quiet rebellion. She wasn't trying to fit the crown. She was redefining it. When the couple stepped out onto the palace balcony, the crowd erupted. From Madrid to Copenhagen, millions watched live, screens glowing across the world. The Spanish anthem played, followed by Denmark's royal march, blending in harmony like two nations promising a shared future. Queen Letizia stood close to King Felipe, and for a brief second, the camera caught them exchanging a look, one filled with pride, nostalgia, and perhaps a realization that their daughter had become what every monarch dreams of, the future realized. Then came the kiss, not forced, not ceremonial, but tender. It wasn't just love between two royals. It was a statement that the monarchy can still inspire, not through distance, but through authenticity. As the reception began in the Grand Danish Palace, speeches filled the room. Queen Margrethe, her voice steady yet emotional, raised a glass to Leonor and her husband. May this union remind us that Europe's royal families are not divided by borders, but connected by purpose, she said. It wasn't lost on anyone that this moment came as Europe faced growing uncertainty, political shifts, generational divides, questions of tradition. Yet here was a young queen-to-be, embodying stability through sincerity. Later that night, away from cameras, Leonor was said to have spent a quiet moment with her parents. A private hug, no words, just a shared understanding that everything had changed, forever. Spain awoke the next morning with pride. The newspapers called it, the wedding that united two thrones, the crown of a new era, the day Spain found its future. And for once, the headlines weren't exaggerating. Because this wedding didn't just join two royals, it reminded the world that monarchy, when rooted in love and humility, still has a place in modern life. As fireworks lit the Danish night sky, Leonor looked out from the palace terrace, her hand intertwined with her husband's. The camera caught her whisper something, soft, but powerful. For them, she said, glancing at the crowd below. For Spain. For Denmark. For everyone watching. In that one moment, history wasn't written, it was felt. Because this wasn't just a royal event. It was a transformation, one that bridged nations, generations, and hearts. And as the music faded, one truth became clear. The monarchy may wear crowns, but it survives only through the hearts that believe in it. Spain believed that day. The world did too. That's why this wasn't just a wedding. It was a promise. A beginning. A moment the world will never forget.